Hello and welcome to another episode of Carolina Explains It All, where I, Carolina, explain it all. So in this episode we're going to be talking about narcissism, and we're going to be talking about the idealization and devaluation process. So if you're interested in hearing about that, then stay tuned. So I'm going to stick to the basics of how to know when a new person is going in your life, how to know what is going on, what the idealization process looks like. So here we go. First things first is they're gonna be just basically what I can only put in the nicest way is kissing your ass. We all know what kissing ass looks like. I mean, you may have even done it to your boss, to your teacher, when you're like, I need that good grade. You know, we all have the ability to kiss ass, and we've all, you know, have done it at one point or other, maybe to our parents or something else. The thing is that they do it with malicious intent. Okay, they do it to lure you in, to make you addicted to them, to make you want to trust them, to love them, to crave them, and to just secure that notion that they are a trustworthy, loving, and accepting person in your life, and that you just want them around, you need them around, and that having them around is gonna just do you some kind of service. So idealization, they're going to be doing things like saying you are just different than anyone else I've met. So if a guy is talking to you, it'll be like, you're not like those other girls, you're not like those other sluts, you're not easy like those other girls, you're different, you're funny, you have a great personality. They're gonna be saying like kind of things that you've always wanted to hear, kind of things like you've seen in movies growing up your whole life, and you just like, wow, this kind of sounds familiar, but you can't quite put your finger on it because you've never really heard a guy say this to you. Same thing like for a guy, but just anything that he's heard a girl say in a movie or something. You're so strong and you're brave and you're just not like the other guys, you're hardworking and you know, blah 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 blah. And then it's just gonna be like all this, like basically kissing your ass. And the thing is that you fall for it because you are most likely, and I'm sorry to say this, they tend to target people who have a weak self-esteem. So I don't mean this to hurt you or to put you down, but because I obviously was a victim of it myself, and I agree I had completely low self-esteem, and this was also caused because I grew up with a narcissist. So my self-esteem was already battered since childhood. I was already systematically broken, and you know, from bullies in school, all of this, I was basically an easy target. I was like, you know, the baby antelope, you know, that got left behind in the herd. Like, of course the lion is gonna go after me, no duh. But you know, I didn't think about it like that. You know, in my mind I was like, yeah, like he totally is just trying to help me. He must see me for who I am, because of course you're funny, of course you're beautiful, of course all these things are true. And yeah, it's true, but it doesn't matter that it's true, because that's not why they're there. They're there to use you, to manipulate you, and to exploit you. And ultimately you find that out way too late, when you've already emotionally invested, and things become messy. You'll also find that a lot of the things that you were idealized in the beginning become the same things that you become devalued over in the long run. So let's say you have a carefree attitude. At first they'll be like, I love the fact that you're so carefree, I love your fun attitude, turns into, you're too wild, you never take things seriously, I really hate that about you. So first, let's say you're really into makeup, it'll be like, I really like the way you do your makeup, you always look so beautiful, you always look on point. It would turn into, I really think you need to tone down the makeup, you look like a clown, why can't you just accept your natural beauty? So for example, you're a hard worker, you always study, you always take work first. It'll be like, I really like your work ethic, I really like, you know, how you take everything in your school seriously, will turn into, wow, why can't you loosen up? I just don't understand how uptight you are. So, you know, a lot of the things, I've been listening too much Drake over here. A lot of the things that they idealize you over become the same things that they devalue you over in the devaluation process later. Now it gets tricky, because how do you know you're being idealized by a narcissist versus just being idealized by someone who is really wowed by you? This is a question that I'm sure you have on your mind, because I'm sure you've, you know, met people in your life maybe who really do find you amazing, who really are amazed by you. The thing is, those people will not come on strong in the beginning. Most people who really are amazed by you will not feel so comfortable telling you in the beginning, because they'll feel a little bit embarrassed. They'll be a little bit like, I don't want to come on too strong, because, you know, I'll scare her, I'll scare him. And this is, you know, kind of the difference between a narcissist and a person who, you know, is like a regular person. The narcissist, they don't think like a normal person. They're not like, oh, I'm worried, I'm gonna scare her off. You know, they kind of just are thinking, oh, what's the next thing I can do to bring her in, bring her in, bring her in. And they're all about eliciting emotion, because that's on, like, in the end, what gets them off. So they're not worried about, you know, what's gonna scare you off. In the end, a lot of the things that they do are very frightening, very scary. So, you know, they're not really worried about what's gonna scare you off. So you find that they do really forward things, and you find that romantic, because they're just things that are out of the norm, like showing up at your house, you know, calling you in the middle of the night and staying on the phone until you fall asleep. All of these things are things that you're like, wow, it's so romantic. And then in the end, when everything is over and done with, you're like, I was literally on the verge of being cut up, put in separate plastic bags, and spread out across the country. Like, literally on the verge of that. But you know, I'm here to save you. I'm here to prevent that. The only way I can explain it is how it feels is, one day everything's fine. One day you're in, you know, la la land with your narcissist, and narcissist beauty wonderland, right? And maybe it's just a small argument. It stems from something like, he saw a text from a guy friend, or a guy friend hugged you in front of him, or, you know, something else like that, or something related like that ticked him off slightly. He got upset, and you find yourself, you don't know why, but overcompensatingly apologizing. And you find that he is cold in a way that you've never witnessed before. And instead of finding it odd, or, you know, being like, this is out of the norm for you, you want that person back, the person who was kissing your ass in the beginning of the relationship. So you just overcompensate. You're like, you become the person who kisses ass, basically. And you're like, I need to fix this, I need to make it right, I need to do everything to make this right. And you may even ask them what I need to do to make it right. And you find that they make the most ridiculous demands of you. They may ask you to stop talking to your friends, whether it be guy friends or it could be girlfriends too. And in your mind, because it's all been systematic, it's all been little by little, and it's all been like put into you that you need this person because no one else has loved you this much. You're like thinking, yes, I need him more than I need them, so it's okay, I can let them go. So that's what kind of happens. So it all stems from like, it really just happens from like one little argument, and then you find he starts, even though you're compensating, he starts getting even more and more angry about like more and more things, and you just, it never clicks in your mind that what he's doing is abuse. Never. And I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure that those of you who have been in abusive relationships can relate. It never clicks in your mind that you're being abused. It never clicks in your mind that he's being like ridiculous. It never clicks in your mind. You're just so morphed. Your brain is like mushy, and it's like, no, it doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes sense. So you just keep working your ass off to make this person happy. Another part of the devaluation process is them attacking people who they know you love. So let's imagine you have a close friend. Let's say it's a best friend. Let's say you're close with your mother or father, and then you're gonna say a little comment like, oh, they're a little bit like naggy or annoying, or this thing that they said was annoying, or I mean, I don't really think that they made me feel comfortable. They're gonna like slowly turn you against that person or make you feel like that person hurt their feelings. So it's gonna kind of make you feel angry towards that person because you love your narc. You love your narc. You want to defend your narc. You believe everything that your narc says because your narc does no wrong. So you all of a sudden, you have all this pent-up aggression, and I don't know completely if the narc knows that or not, or if they're setting it up. It's really hard to know what a narc feels. It always feels like, from the third person point of view now, like it always feels like the narc knows everything that's going on, like they're planning it like a chess game, but I don't really know if they really do that or not. But all that pent-up anger kind of goes towards the surrounding people in your life. You find yourself arguing with your family members, the most people who you're close to, and I guarantee this is what happens. You're not arguing with your narc, who you should be arguing with. You're arguing with the people who you love, especially because at some point your friends and your family are gonna notice that you're unhappy. They're gonna talk to you about it. They're gonna be like, you know, your narc, he seems a little bit sketchy. You know, he seems to be controlling. He gives me dirty looks. He seems to keep you away from us. Okay, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Your friends and family are gonna notice something's going on. That's gonna cause arguments between you and your family, because you're gonna be like, he loves me, we're fine. You're gonna be in complete denial. They're gonna notice. It's just gonna be a shit show, basically. I'm telling you, I've been there. I wouldn't tell you if I didn't know, girl. Basically, I can go on and on about the devaluation process, but it really is kind of a black hole of negativity that does not get better. The only thing is that with the narcissist, they sense, because I hate to say this, but narcissists in their own right are somewhat of an empath, and by this I mean they feel the emotions of others. I don't know if they feel the emotions of others, but they sense the emotion of others. They sense when you are gonna be done with them. They always know when you're about to be done with them. They always. I have no idea, Lord help me, I don't know how, but they always know when you're about to be done with them. So when they think that's gonna happen, they're gonna come full force with all that love. Kiss ass narc that you first met is gonna be back, and they're gonna try to stick around until they see that you have softened up and your guard has gone down, and the devaluation process begins again. It's not gonna come full force, but it's gonna start, trickle, and then the whole process starts all over again with them. So don't ever think that they change, or that they have a problem, it's something that they can fix. Like, if any of these things ring a bell in your ear, you're dealing with a narcissist. I'm telling you right now, you're dealing with one. Because I always thought that he was gonna change, my ex Narc, and I stuck around for years of my life that I could not and I cannot get back. So if I can be the martyr, the example for you guys, and I use my suffering so that you guys can learn something, then I'm okay with that. But I will teach you guys as much as I can about everything that I learned from my relationship with a narcissist and from being related to a narcissist. And you can ask me whatever you guys want in the comments below, and I will answer it either in the comments or in a future video. I will be filming more videos about narcissism because I find that those are actually my more popular videos. So it's popping. But don't worry guys, this is an ongoing process. I feel like this is going to be a good year for exposing narcissists, with everything that's going on in the media, and sexual harassment. I definitely feel like we're heading in the right direction for healing and self-discovery, stopping all of this abuse and hurt that has been going on. So we're gonna be good, you're gonna be good, girl, and we're not gonna stand for none of this trifling no more, right? We're gonna hold hands, and we're gonna fight this, right? We're gonna fight for our rights, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, and if you haven't already, then subscribe. Don't forget to put on the post notifications so that you get notified every time I post a new video, and I post weekly, so you're gonna wanna be notified, girl, because then you won't be notified. All right, who gonna notify you? Okay, who gonna notify you? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Carolina's Pastel Diary, and on Facebook at Carolina Explains It All, and on Snapchat at Carolina's Diary. And until next time, stay beautiful, stay strong, and stay woke, girl, 'cause I'm here for you. Mwah!